Hello everyone, it is Mike here and welcome to a very special Rumble. Lucas, this one's for you. And Lucas needs one for him. Because here's the fun fact about Lucas Hackett, and I dedicate this Rumble to him. He created every single character in this. Every single one. And he has two different accounts that you can find these characters on. He's easy to find because he's a top creator. And every year he makes great characters. Usually it's the characters that he loves. And he mainly makes cartoons. And make sure you check out his channel. It's Lucas Hackett, and he runs a show called CCW. If you're really into cartoons, you'll definitely love it. I got to give him a shout out because he's deserved it. And I mean, he's been like a sub for over a decade, I think, which is insane. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this started. We got Sandy here from SpongeBob. Now, some of these characters I'm not the biggest fan of. You guys know I do not like SpongeBob that good. But I do like some of these, like Bugs Bunny, obviously. And that's a very good creation. And all these are top-notch. I didn't have to go in and change movesets or do anything, because this guy does it all. And like I said, I dedicate this to him. And this is a Rumble that should have happened a while ago. I should have did one a while ago because he has enough people to do one with. But it's a little bit of mixture of everything. And let me also tell, just in case Kappa is still alive, I don't know if they are or not, this is not for kids. Okay, obviously. It's not for kids. So, I don't know if they're still around or not. They kind of went out. You never heard about them again after the pandemic. So, but who knows? They could be in some kind of basement trying to get us still. But I don't know. But anyway, Bugs Bunny and Sandy Cheeks starting things off. I always thought Sandy, I thought it was a kind of cool concept that she wears an astronaut suit because she doesn't belong in the ocean. I thought that was kind of neat. I will give SpongeBob credit for that one. And number 3, we got Eddie. So, Lucas picked all the people in the Rumble. I did replace a couple with some of his other picks because he's made almost like probably 60 characters, maybe more. I don't know. But he's made a lot of characters. And, yeah, there's a lot of great ones here, too. And we're going to see who's coming in next. Who is it going to be? And look at Sandy taking on Eddie. And number 4 is Al Bundy from Married with Children. I have never seen this show, but everybody loves it. And, of course, that actor, he's in Modern Family also. He's great in that. That's an awesome show. And like I said, Lucas makes people that he really likes, I assume, for the most part. And he's a fan of sitcoms, so you might see a couple sitcoms. You might see a couple artists here also, like music artists. So he's got a good selection here, but you're going to mainly see cartoons. And we'll see who's coming in next. And number 5 is Lieutenant Howard Hunter. I have no idea who this is. I think he's from some show. Maybe it's a sitcom. I'm not familiar with some of these characters, so I hope you guys enjoy them. And look at Sandy Cheeks. I guess that's her name. Yeah, SpongeBob is just not for me. And there's a couple characters on here that, I'm not a big fan of, but this is Lucas's Rumble, so he gets to call the shots here. Obviously, you all love SpongeBob. I don't love SpongeBob, but everybody else seems to, so the majority rules. And we got Homer Simpson. Of course, we use this one constantly, because who doesn't love Homer Simpson? I missed the Simpsons Hit and Run. That was such a fun game. And I always liked driving that pink Cadillac everywhere I went. So that was a fun game to play all the time. And I remember playing that growing up. And it was kind of my GTA. It's kind of GTA for teenagers. That's what it is. And my favorite character, I'm actually a big Lisa fan. I really like Lisa. And number 7 is Dan Fielding. I think he's from Night Court. So another sitcom here. Yeah, I like Lisa, Apu, and Homer. I'm not a big Bart fan, or Marge. But those are some of my favorites. But Yeah, I like some of them. I love Apu's car in the game. Apu's car in the game is pretty awesome. I always remember that it's a top-down car. So I always like using that. Of course, Homer's is too, but it's just not. It's pink. I just don't like the color of his car. And number 8 is Daffy Duck from Looney Tunes. So this one was kind of a last-minute selection that we put in. And there was a couple people I just didn't want in the Rumble. And we're going to have a couple females in here also. Because of Kappa on some of them. And then some of them, like there's one in particular that Lucas doesn't like. He only makes that character to beat him up. I didn't want him in. I just didn't want him in. We might bring him back someday. But I definitely, just in case Kappa is still around or something, which who knows. Honestly, is there any thing going on really? I mean, you see how it's gotten even worse with stuff. So, and well, there goes Bugs Bunny. So Bugs Bunny is finished. Al Bundy and Daffy Duck got rid of him. But if you want to know who that character was, it's Caillou. And obviously Lucas and me don't like Caillou. And fun fact, my dad doesn't even like Caillou. Nobody likes Caillou. And he's like my dad, he can't stand him either. Like, that's pretty sad. I mean, nobody likes him, and everybody writes mean stories about him and everything. But he's like, I don't even see how that show was successful. I guess it has a fan base or something, or at least a fan base that trashes the show. But yeah, we didn't put Caillou in. He wouldn't have made it anyway. He wouldn't have won. So there was kind of no use in it. And he probably would have cried the whole time he was in the Rumble. So I will roast him at least. I used to call him Potato Head, because his head's shaped like a potato. And we probably should have put him in for giggles. I mean, like I said, I just wanted to be super safe. A lot of these cartoons I enjoyed when years ago, and I still enjoy them. So, and look at Homer Simpson. Oh, man. And number 10 is Byleth, one of my favorites that Lucas has made, and I believe he's from a game. And he's a lot of fun to use. He's won a couple tournaments. He really made a name for himself in 23 on a couple of those tournaments he won. And he did an excellent job. And I want to see more of him. We're going to have him in the tournament coming up. I'm planning on that. We're not going to have all of Lucas's people because I want to use other creations like Marvel, DC, horror. But we'll have quite a few. I definitely want to have Byleth back. He's a lot of fun. And number 11 is Crash Bandicoot. And fun fact about Crash, this is going to get a lot of people upset. I've never played a Crash game in my life. Yeah, shame on me. Shame on me. I've never played Crash in my life. Maybe I played it for 5 minutes. That's still a shame. And Al Bundy is done, and Daffy Duck is going after Peter Griffin here. Like I said, this guy is the master of making cartoons. I mean, we have some of the best. He made Cartman last year. He made Homer. He made Peter. He made this year. He made Archer, Nathan Explosion. The two from Looney Tunes, SpongeBob, all kinds, Squidward, all kinds of cartoon characters. And he also mixes, like I said, some people from music and a couple gaming characters and a couple athletes. So I'm excited to see what else he's going to make this year. I am. And Daffy Duck, oh man, pushes Crash Bandicoot off. Crash is kind of hard to make because, the fur he's got on his head. So that one's kind of a tougher creation for sure. And Peter with an elimination there. And number 12 is Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers at number 12. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to shut up and stop singing also. Because I'm no Kenny Rogers, that's for sure. And if you want something to hear, something really cool, like a really cool trailer, watch the Army of the Dead trailer. They use a Kenny Rogers song and mix it up with like modern day music, and it's the song The Gambler, because obviously the movie takes place in Las Vegas. But if you ever listen to that, it is just amazing. It's an amazing mix. I prefer that mix over the original song, but I'm just not a big country fan. Like I said, there's a couple guys in here I'm not a big fan of, but I put people in here all the time I'm not a big fan of. So, I mean, he's okay. He's better than most country singers. I'll give him that. Just country is not my thing. I do like Johnny Cash, and he's kind of old school too. So, he's definitely better than Puke Bryan is. That's for sure. But anyway, Red Foreman's also here. I forgot to mention him from That 70s Show. And Daffy, oh wow, Byleth is done. And number 14 is Star Butterfly. I do not know this character at all. It is our first, I believe, female in this. We're going to have a few females in this one. And I'm all for, I love the intergender matches. I love what's going on there. But I will say, if the women are in a cruiserweight weight class, they're going to get destroyed. They're going to absolutely get destroyed. So, and Peter just knocked her to the ground. And to all the people that don't like it, grow up. Okay, grow up. You all, first of all, can't complain about it. You can't complain about intergender matches because Mortal Kombat has them, Street Fighter has them, Virtual Fighter has them. I don't want to hear it. And don't even get me started with what happens on GTA all the time. So I don't want to hear that, it's horrible that they did this. I don't want to hear it. Some people just look for things to cry about. And there goes Homer Simpson. So he is done. And number 15 is Steve Urkel. So that is awesome. And Lucas does a great one with him. And I don't know where Steve's going, but definitely had too much prime. He's just jumping. He's just bouncing from rope to rope. And look at Urkel go, fighting Peter Griffin here. And like I said, some more sitcom for you. So you wouldn't see a lot of that from anything. Usually I don't put sitcoms in. I've watched a couple that I like, but for the most part, they're just not my thing. I do like certain shows, and I will watch certain shows, but even then, I'll only watch them if they're on. I'm not going to look for them. Like, for an example, I guess they call Modern Family a sitcom. I enjoy that show, and I'll watch it if, like, my parents are watching it or something. But I'm not going to look out for it. I'm not going to just go watch it because I want to watch it. But I will watch it if it's on. And the duck is done. So we're going to see who's coming in next. And number 16 is Scoutmaster Lumpus. Regular show maybe? I never really watched that, but some of you all might enjoy that one. I thought he was a cool design. He was kind of one of the ones that I didn't download at first. Lucas made a bunch, like in the first few days, and I downloaded a lot of them. I didn't download him though. I just don't know the guy, so I have no personal vendetta against this Scoutmaster, but I just don't know him personally. So, but welcome. This is your first Rumble, so welcome. And number 17 is Luther Campbell. I want to say Boys to Men. He's a singer, I think, but you all would know him better than I would. So, and Lucas has a good selection. I mean, he's got country, he's got rock in this. He's also got, I think they're R&B or soul or something. I really haven't listened to them. Shame on me. But look at Peter Griffin going after the Scoutmaster. Now going after Luther, and we're going to see who's coming in next. And it is Janie Lane. He's from Warrant. I think it's that. So that's the rock star. Do they sing Cherry Pie? I think they do. I think they do. I read some of these descriptions that he had under his hashtags, and like I said, you can find these easily. And once you find one, you just go to content by creator, and you can get all of his stuff. And that's what made this Rumble so nice, is I could literally just find everything within 2 accounts, which is super nice and super convenient. And number 19 is Kaio. I do not know this guy. Like I said, you guys probably know some of these guys better than I do. But, and Peter going after Luther. And Luther is finished. And look at Kenny Rogers here. What is Kenny Rogers doing? I can't believe Kenny Rogers is here, to be honest. That was one that I didn't expect from Lucas. And it's cool. You know, it's cool. It's a very good variety. We rarely have country singers in general because they don't get uploaded a lot. But I don't care. I don't care that they get uploaded a lot. But every once in a while we'll get Puke Bryan or Johnny Cash. I'm completely fine with. And I've seen George Strait on there. I think Lucas made him last year, which I'm fine with George Strait. He's classic also. And Crash Bandicoot is done. So we'll see who's going to stand out. Kenny Rogers right now standing out, which is a shocker to me that he's doing as good as he is. And number 20 is Timmy Turner. I do know this one. Very Odd Parents. Very Odd Parents. Oh, what a nice drop. I haven't watched the Very Odd Parents in years, but there's a lot of like conspiracies about the Very Odd Parents that I find kind of interesting. And of course, I know the babysitter's Vicky. She's the mean one. And I really haven't watched it like in over a decade, so I do remember it though. And 21 is Stinky Peterson. And I believe he's from Hey Arnold, because I did watch that when I was younger too. Football head. I remember that. And like I said, when I was younger, some of my dad would see some of these shows. Of course, my mom would probably see some of these shows also. My dad likes Hey Arnold. He doesn't like Caillou, which who does? Show me a person who does, and I'll show you a liar. That's what I'll show you. But he loves Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold's a great show. I mean, 22 is Double D from Ed, Edd n Eddy. I think he likes this one pretty good too. Like when I was watching it, you know, if you're like a parent and you don't enjoy cartoons anymore, there's certain cartoons that are super annoying still, and then there's certain ones that you can just sit back and enjoy it for what it is. It's kind of that situation. So, yeah, I need to go back and watch some of these old ones. I think I'd still enjoy them, especially like Hey Arnold, Ed, Edd n Eddy. Those are some good ones. And we got Doogie Howser. Is number 23. I've never watched the show. I've never watched How I Met Your Mother either. I haven't watched any of those shows before. The only thing I've seen Neil Patrick Harris in is Gone Girl. It's the only time I've seen him in a movie or a show. I've never really seen him in anything else. I've never watched How I Met Your Mother before. A lot of people love that show. But I've never even seen it at all. And number 24 is Ed. So we have all three in. And Peter Griffin is finally done. Kenny Rogers is still hanging in there. I mean, wow. I mean, I expected more from Peter and Homer. And, of course, Kenny Rogers, he's going to be taken out on a stretcher when this is all said and done, because people just keep on landing on him. And we got Double D here. And Double D and Ed. And now they're fighting. Uh-oh. And number 25 is Owen from Total Drama. I love this creation. It's one of my favorites to see every year. And Owen is such a cool character. I've never watched Total Drama, but his size really works in this Rumble. I mean, he's won a Rumble before. Like I said, some of Lucas's guys have really stood out in the tournaments. And when that tournament happens, by the time you see this, it might be starting. But you definitely want some of his people. And we got SpongeBob SquarePants. Now, I think I got the right one, because there's two on there. So I think this is Lucas's one. They almost look the same. But two people more than two have created him. He's always tough to create because, and I don't like the SpongeBob's where the hat is the face. I've seen people do that, and I know we're going for the square body. I understand what you're trying to do, but when they're punching the hat, it does not look great. So I prefer this. Of course, it's hard to make SpongeBob because a square, obviously, is a square, but I think this is the best version. I would prefer that over punching a hat as if it was a head, which it is a head. I've seen people create that before, and I'm not trying to bash them or nothing, or tell them that I could do better because I couldn't. But I'm just saying, when someone's punching a hat, it just looks weird. It looks okay until you realize the hat is the head. And then, but that was a long time ago. I mean, that was all the way back in 14. I still remember that creation. And there might have been some after 14, but I haven't seen those in a while. And I just stick to Lucas's version. But anyway. So yeah, we have 7 people in here right now. We should be getting another one soon. And we'll see who's coming in next. And look at Owen going after Doogie. Is that his name? Or is it Dougie? I think it's Doogie Howser. 27 is Aster Phoenix. I don't know who this is. He's from Yu-Gi-Oh! But he must be from the later versions because I only watched up to Merrick. So maybe he's from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX or something like that. I thought he was a cool creation. Really cool creation. I just don't know who he is. I know he's from that franchise. I just don't know what version he's from because there's been so many different spin-offs now. I prefer the old school one. I thought about going back and watching it. It is on my to-do list to do, is to go back and watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I just got to find the time for it. And I don't have a lot of time with doing work, and also trying to enjoy my life outside of all this. I just don't have the animes. I'm never good with. I'm never good with the animes. I'm not dependable when it comes to anime. And Double D with an elimination there. And we'll see who's coming in next. And Ed is done. And people are flying out of here. Kenny's hanging in there. Kenny Rogers is hanging in there. I think it's hilarious. Because he's older, It's so funny. Kenny Rogers he just eliminated somebody. Wow. He's just and he eliminated Aster Phoenix, so that's pretty crazy that he's just hanging in there. Him in his blue suit. He's hanging below the ropes. Maybe that's the safest choice right now. He's just sleeping there. That's what he's going to have to do for now. And look at Owen. Owen's so ginormous. He's such a giant. And he's a force to reckon with. But we've seen a couple of the giants already get taken down. Peter Griffin was taken down. Homer, I think, is just a heavyweight. But, yeah, it doesn't always matter. And by the way, I got a new mic cord. Thank you, me, for finally. And who's this? She is from a Fatal Fury, I think. And Owen's done. Man, the super heavyweights are getting crushed. So we got another female superstar here. I believe she's from Fatal Fury. I don't know a lot about that. And wow, SpongeBob eliminates Hauser. So we'll see who's coming in next. And it is Heather from Total Drama. So Heather is here. So we got another female superstar. I think we got like 3 or 4 in this, which I'm fine with. I don't care about mixing both. I'm not going to do a lot of it this year, but I am going to do it for the tournament, and I'm also going to do it for certain occasions, like certain themes. I'm definitely going to do it for. But when it comes to random rumbles, I'm only going to do it for including the superstars. And we'll see who's coming in next. Number 30 is the liquid guy from Terminator. I love this one that Lucas did. Yes. This was a great one. This is one I really enjoy. From Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which, by the way, the first movie's better. But I know people are going to get their pitchforks out. Get them out. Get them out. See if I care. I'll stand by my claim. Get them out all you want. You know, if people want to die on that hill, die on that hill. I'm ready to die on my hill that Terminator 1's better than Judgment Day. Everybody loves Judgment Day. Oh, the action's so awesome. The Liquid Man's so cool. How about Arnold as a bad guy? I think that's better. How about the whole story about John Connors and who his dad is? I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's a crazy storyline. I mean, Terminator 1's better, but I will agree that 2's a good movie, and it just drops downhill after that. I will agree with you on that. 2 is good. And, you know, Robert Patrick, who, by the way, is in, like, every single thing along with Chris Cooper. Those 2 guys just love to show up in every movie that exists. But he's a great villain. I mean, he's always a great villain. It's not just that role. He's always a villain. It's very rare I see him as a good guy because he plays the villain role well. I mean, he's the villain in Peacemaker. He's a villain in The Marine, in Jack Reacher. I mean, the list goes on and on. So we're down to 4. And we'll see who can take it. Kenny Rogers is still hanging in there. The gambler. He's definitely gambling his physical health in this Rumble. That's for sure. You got to know when to roll them. Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. Yeah, and he's not walking away yet. So he's still going. And SpongeBob could be oh, wow. SpongeBob's still alive. Unbelievable. And, oh my goodness. And that other, the Fatal Fury, I believe that's what she's from. I don't remember. But, we're down to 4. It's going to be one of these 4 to take this Rumble. And wow, what a move there by the Liquid guy. That's what I call him. The Liquid guy. I mean, his power is pretty awesome. He's pretty unstoppable, too. Takes a lot to get rid of this guy. And he's still in, and he's relentless. I mean, that's definitely a great performance, and I can see why people love Judgment Day. But it's not better than number 1, and I don't care what you say. I'll stand by that claim. I'll die on that hill. I'm ready. Number 1 is so much better. Like, in every aspect. I mean, you could say maybe the action is better in 2. But if you're just going there for the action, then that's not the whole movie, you know. I love the story better in 1. Maybe I need to watch 2 again and give it a chance, but I really don't see it being better than 1. And I think a couple people agree with me, but 90% think 2's better. 90% at least. But a couple people do agree with me. And, we could have a final showdown. And Kenny Rogers stepping in there. I'm telling you. Wow. And it is number 30 versus Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers is in the final 2. If he wins this, he's definitely going to WrestleMania. He's definitely going. He has been very impressive in this, despite his age. He is just destroying anyone in his path, and he's very smart about, he's definitely playing poker here. He's very smart about when to stay down, and if he gets this elimination, it would be unbelievable, because this is actually a tough opponent. And if he flips him, he gets him, and it's number 30. It's already bad enough who it is, but at number 30, that's tough to beat. And now poor Rogers is going to get his arm almost ripped off, and somehow he gets out of it. It's unbelievable. Only on this channel will you see Kenny Rogers versus this guy, like in the final two. That you won't see that anywhere else, unless Lucas would do it, because obviously these are his creations. But and Kenny Rogers has him on the ropes. And look here. Oh, a good counter. And Kenny Rogers wins the Royal Rumble. What? And wow. Number, I believe, 12. Number 12. He looks like, look how exhausted he is. You can look at the sign all you want. Point at the sign. You're going to WrestleMania. Unbelievable performance by Kenny Rogers. Just like, what? How did he even get involved in this? We got to thank Lucas for this. And this is his first Rumble win ever, because I don't think we've ever had him on. And that was a lot of fun. But shout outs to Lucas Hackett. Make sure you check out his channel. Check out his creations too. Download them and help him out there. And a great Rumble, good picks by Lucas. Usually we have Lee do the picks, but we're going to have other people doing picks. And Lucas, of course, this was a long time waiting for him. He definitely deserves this, and we're going to definitely do one next year for him also. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Kenny Rogers wins. He's going to WrestleMania. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Thank you all for dropping by.